Joining me today on the Capital Show, former Minister of Environment for the Kingdom of Morocco and high-level champion for Climate COP28, Vice President of the Paris Agreement, Hakima Al Haite. You are most welcome. I'm glad to have you on the Capital Show.
Thank you. Just a small correction. I was high-level champion for COP22.
Yes. COP22. I'm going to ask you, my first question is going to be about COP28 climate conference. How would you describe the UAE hosting this COP this year?
I think that, to organize a COP, it's a very complex and difficult issue. It needs diplomatic skills, it needs organization skills, security skills, organization skills. So it's a huge event because you are receiving thousands of people on a daily basis. It's a huge organization. And I think that the Emirates have shown that they are a country who knows how to receive and how to organize big events. So I have no doubt that in terms of the organization, COP28 will be very well organized by the Emirates. And the Emirates is also the country which is committed to sustainable development, which is the first investor in renewable energy. And the Emirates is the country of Masdar. It's the hub of innovation in our region. And I will add that I knew personally the actual president of COP28 and more climate activists than him in the MENA region we don't have. So I have no doubt that the Emirates will be an exceptional host. Saying this, I will add that as a host, they are organizing a worldwide COP, not an Emirate COP, not an Arab COP. This is a worldwide COP which is gathering multilateral parties, and the responsibility of the host is to deal with the negotiation. The host is not responsible for the outcome of the negotiation. So I really wish good success to the Emirates, but I'm sure that it will be an amazing COP.
I need to know from your experience in this sector, whoever follows the Western media notices that it deals with adherent duplicity with the UAE. Why? You've been in COP22, all the COPs, you've been an active person. What is the reason for that, in your opinion?
This is very sensitive, but I will tell you something. Let's begin the story by its beginning. We are talking about the Emirates, which is an oil producing country. And this is what was criticized by the activists in Europe and in the West. But let's just remind them that we are talking about a country with 10 million people. And we are talking about Europe and United States and the West in general with 1 billion people. So if the Emirate is producing oil, it's not the first consumer of oil. The first consumer of oil is not the Emirates, is the West. So let's just keep this in mind before criticizing anything. But personally, I think that this COP is one of the most important COP in the history of the negotiation. Why? Because for the first time, we are gathering around the same table, the oil producers and the oil consumers. Beside the multilateral negotiations, which are not moving, in fact. We are not moving. We are not achieving progress on the climate change battle. So this is the first time we have the people, the industries, the sector which is responsible for the pollution, who will be involved in the negotiation, who will be involved in the COP. So I expect that if they are as aware as we are, and I'm not talking about the Emirates, I'm talking about oil producer worldwide, including United States, you know, because the first producer now of schist gas is United States. So I'm talking about all the oil producer. If they come together and have the opportunity to defend their interests, they will take care of our interest, which is to decrease CO2 emissions. So it's a huge opportunity, not for the Emirates, but for the world.
Entire world, because it's going to be a COP of actions where there is a combination between oil producers and environmental demands, or people who want to deal with climate change. Do you think that I want to ask you about the results of COP27. You've been following closely. Tell us, this COP gonna start from where, and what were the results of COP27?
Let me just remind you my feeling at the end of COP27. I was very disappointed, you know, even though I will say that we have achieved, or the negotiators have achieved something which is important, which is the mechanism, the financial mechanism of climate damage and loss and damage. Which is very, very good. But the problem is that until now, and even in COP27, we didn't respect any of the other commitment on the Paris Agreement. First, the financial aspect, or the financial items of the negotiation, the $100 billion was not respected. The NDCs were not as ambitious to allow us to achieve the objective of 1.5 degrees C. The phase down fossil fuel was not written on the agreement, which was on the final papers of COP27. We did not achieve the transfer, the mechanism of transfer of technology, etc. Anyway, when the most important, we did not decrease CO2 emissions at all since the Paris Agreement. The international community has a commitment, is to come back on 2020 and to bring their contribution and to show to the world that they are making progress, that they are decreasing CO2 emissions. But what we saw in COP27, that no achievement, no advancement of these objectives were achieved. So now we have this mechanism of loss and damage, and I hope that COP28 will be able, through the negotiation, to define the framework of this financial mechanism.
Wonderful. We hope so. Being a former Minister of Environment in Morocco, how do you think your country take into account today the conditions of climate change?
I think that we were aware about climate change well before the discussion about climate change worldwide in 1992, because we began taking into account the shortage of water in 1964, and we have established our water strategy to manage the water and the shortage of water since 1964. Now, the latest years, we have implemented the Sustainable Development Strategy, where climate change is one of the pillars in all the policies and all the programs. The green growth was introduced in our policies of industry. So I think that Morocco is doing very well, and our King, Mohammed VI, is very sensitive to this issue. Morocco has implemented the biggest solar installation in the world, and the objective of reaching 52% of renewable is for 2030. So we are one of the most ambitious countries dealing with the renewables. So I think that we are a good example for countries who are not oil producer. Now we need another good example in countries which that are oil producer, and Emirates is a very good example, because in the same time oil producer investing on renewable, investing on efficiency, investing on innovation and sustainable development. So this is another good example, and I think that the West should go there to
invest in green energy too. How do you describe the proposals of this administration? We're talking about US. It's a big country producing oil producing country. So President Biden has his initiative to confront climate change. UAE partnership with this administration and $100 million in renewable energy projects. How do you see this?
First of all, I would like to congratulate President Biden and his team for coming back to the Paris Agreement. And that's in itself, it's a big achievement. We were so heartbroken when Trump withdrew from the Paris Agreement. Having United States coming back to the table, it's in itself an achievement for the global community. So this is first point. Second, he has made indeed a very, very impressive and very ambitious plan to tackle climate change. But you know, the world is not a very quiet village. Now you see what happened with the war in Ukraine, with the energy insecurity in Europe, food insecurity in Africa, and the priorities are shadowed by the urgencies. And what is happening now make me a little bit, I would say, suspicious about the capacity of United States to implement the plan which was proposed by President Biden in 2038, so 35. So I hope that United States, which have allowed all of the humanity to dream of the American dream, and which has been the innovative population and nation, will bring innovation on the table and will prepare the right technologies for the world to be able to win this battle. Because I don't think we have time now with the speed we have. We don't have the time to win this battle of climate change. So yes, the plan is impressive, the plan is ambitious, but now we need speedy and very aggressive actions to be implemented. We need United States to revise, because, you know, in Arabic we say charity began at home, to revise its policies concerning fossil fuel and subsidies. The United States is one of the biggest producer and consumer of fossil fuel, and the biggest also subsidier of fossil fuel. So if we want to give lessons to the Arab world, to the Gulf world, to Africa, let's show this developing world what are the best practices.
Perfect, amazing. I want to ask you about, you are the president of the Committee of Climate Change in the MENA 2050 initiative. Can you tell us more about this mission? What is it about?
First of all, I'm very delighted to be member of this initiative. This is the first time where we have such initiative in the MENA region. You know, this is a regional organization which is really neutral, co-founded by both Arabs and Israelis activists, and it goes beyond the obvious challenges of political conflict. So together with all our friend, and let me really tell you that we have very outstanding people sitting around the table from the MENA region, from Europe, from United States, people who believe that the MENA region development is vital for the Mediterranean and for Europe and for the stability of this world. So being at the head of this committee is an honor for me. Especially that I have very, very distinguished people like the General Secretary of the Paris Agreement, for example. So working together on finding the right solution on the level of the region and exchanging experience between countries. You know that Israel is very well advanced on some technologies concerning agriculture, food security, sewage treatment plant, etc. So being able to go beyond the conflict and to work together in this climate of tolerance and understanding is something amazing. And we are, I hope, this Climate Action Committee will help government and territorial authorities to implement real projects, and we are developing now many projects. We will propose them to the implementation to the different governments. We have also written our first Green Prosperity Manifesto. This is an amazing document linking prosperity with climate, with sustainable development, with dignity, and this is something which talk to the Arab people. The Arab world has its own specificity. You cannot talk climate change, etc. But when you talk dignity to people, they understand. Because the agenda of climate is an agenda of development, is an agenda of peace, it's an agenda of security, and it's an agenda of dignity. Because if the climate is behaving the same way, the consequences of climate change are the same like we are experiencing now, we will face food insecurity, we will face waves of migration, we'll face water shortage, the rise of sea levels. So we are threatening the life of people, and this the people in the Arab world understand. So I hope that we will be supported by not only the MENA, but the world.
That's an amazing job. Thank you so much, Hakima Al Haite, former Minister of Environment for Morocco. And I'm so glad to have you. That's it for today. Hopefully, we'll have you as a guest maybe when the COP28 will occur.
Thank you.
In November. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey, Maria Malouf here. Please click to like and subscribe to Maria Malouf TV YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.